Hey everybody, EB's back with some more Masters of the Universe Origins. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Well, today we're talking about Wave 4. Yeah, Wave 4 of Masters of the Universe Origins. And I am going to go over Hordak first. Hordak is the main bad guy in She-Ra. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know who She-Ra is, so I'm not going to go into the big background of that. And he actually is the guy that kind of trained Skeletor in on being a bad guy, so I guess that makes him even more badderist than Skeletor.
A thing of beauty.
On the back of the package, we have the other figures that are coming out with Wave 4. Triclops, Ninjor, and then Stratos. So we got a whole bunch of bad guys in this wave. And I found these at Target. It's kind of a surprise. I saw an Instagram post basically, middle of last week or so, and how they were showing up at some of the Targets. I assumed it would still be a while before I would get them in my area. That's typically what happens, but I checked out 2 Targets that same day and found 3 of them. Got Hordak, Triclops, and Stratos at the first store, and then the next day I found Ninjor. I thought it was kind of odd that Ninjor was gone on the first store, but hey, I don't know. Maybe somebody was super wanting Ninjor and wanted to leave the rest behind. To me, Triclops and Hordak are going to be the most popular for this wave, but we'll see. Since then, I've actually found them at 3 other Targets, so that's awesome that they seem to be a little more prevalent at some of the stores. Either that or I beat all the scalpers there before they're, stealing them and reselling them. Not stealing, but stealing them from old souls like myself who actually want the figures and don't want to get hosed. Anywho, a lot of talking, so let's get into it and we'll do some close-up action and unpackage this guy. Okie doke, here we go with Hordak. Take a look at the package here first, and well, first things first is he has the EVIL HORDE sticker, which is cool because he's the leader. Well, it actually says ruthless leader of the EVIL HORDE. And, if you're familiar with the cartoon, you may realize that he doesn't look like this in the cartoon. But the original figures, he looked just like this. Rumor has it they're going to come out with another Hordak, and I'm hoping he's more of the cartoon colors, which is more blue. But this is what we got for now, and it's, doing what they did like the other figures. It's the duplicate of the figure that existed, so that's cool. Look at the back here, and kind of already went over this before, but this is the wave that we're on here. We have Triclops, Ninjor, Hordak, and Stratos, and then we have He-Man and Skeletor, which, my word, there's enough of those on pegs, but I guess as opposed to the classic line, they stopped kind of giving you He-Man and Skeletor from what I understand, so then there was no He-Mans and Skeletors, so now we're kind of on the other end of that spectrum. But we have his crossbow that fits into his hand, not just on his wrist, and then he just moves and twists. But then we have the close-up action of the artwork that's on the card, and some of you may be familiar with some of these other folks that are in there, and I really hope that they make all of those figures, because they should. I mean, we're all buying them, right? Well, there we go with the package. Now, give me a second, and I'll bust them out, and we'll do some close-up on just the figure. There we be. Hordak unpackaged. And we have his mini-comic here, which this is going to be the same for all of Wave 4. You can actually see Ninjor there and Stratos, or one of Stratos' homies. And again, the cross-cell on the back. And now for the figure. Well, actually, let's look at the accessories real quick. So we have his crossbow, which does clip onto his arm. It says it clips into his hand, but it's just like the original where it clips onto his arm. And then we have the little bat-looking thingamabobber that actually goes onto one of his arms. Now we have Horde. This figure is just like the other ones as far as they have the little rubber bands that hold them into the packaging, but his cape actually went through some of the plastic and was kind of a huge pain in the oos to get out. So I was a little afraid I was going to damage him, but the cape is cool. It's hard plastic. Not hard plastic, but it's not super soft, but it is movable and whatnot, as they say. And it does, actually his armor will come off. So, yep, it does. Cool. And, yeah, that's a pain. So, I'm not going to dork with it much more. I don't know how you're supposed to get it over his head. Oh, I forget that his head pops off. Well, let me put his armor back on real quick. And we're back. Didn't want to have a wardrobe malfunction, so I clipped his stuff back together here. But, well, the cape is relatively rubber softy. It's still plastic. It's not actually rubber, but since it's attached to this, it's very similar. So these little clips are a little difficult to put in, but nothing, no big deal. It's nice plastic. And let's see, look at his head here, and his head moves around nice, and it doesn't move down, obviously, because he's got the big jaw thingamabobber there, but his head should pop off, so if you did want to take the armor off, you could do that. This actually moves too, his little arm thingamabobber. So yeah, it's pretty sweet so far. The little Horde emblem there is going to be on all the figures, hopefully, just like the original. And let's just check out his joints. Shoulder joint, elbow joint, wrist joint, nice rotation. These all feel nice, just like the last wave. A vast improvement over wave 1 and 2. This elbow's a little loose, not too bad. And the wrist moves too, and just like a lot of the other figures, he has one grippy hand and one back scratcher hand. And we have the nice leg joints, a little movement. This will inhibit him a little bit with his cape, because if you put his leg back, his cape's going to want to kick back, but it's not too bad. Have some knees. The knees are a little... Knees aren't my favorite joints that just the way they're making them. They're on like some super small ball joint, but such is life. And rotation at the top of the boot. And then we have some ankle rotation, or ankle pivoting. There is rotation as well. And he does have the peg holes, which is nice. I tend to put a lot of mine on the NECA figure stands so they don't fall over. Had a close encounter with my Beast Man. He fell off the top shelf, and that was frightening because his head came off. So there he is. Pretty sweet. I'll see if I can get his arm thing on, and we'll be right back. Well, there we go. Got all of his accessories on. This thing was kind of a pain to put on. The plastic is pretty soft, just like his cape, and pushing the little strap through was not the easiest thing I've done. Had to use the tip of my knife, and I thought I was going to maybe have to go to the hospital if I slipped, but it's in there now. And then it kind of just, once it's together now, you can just slide it off the front. Got his little crossbow in there. It's clipped on his wrist. And yeah, it's a cute little guy there. Nothing, I mean, it'll click back too, so that's cool. It doesn't shoot anything actually, so it is cool that manipulates though. And yep, all in all, it's a nice figure. I do feel like this is one of the figures that has probably the most accessories versus a lot of the other ones, with the exception of Trapjaw. Trapjaw obviously has his other attachments. Pretty sweet figure. Happy to have him. Hopefully you can get him too. Okie doke. All done with that guy. And he's pretty cool. He's I never had this figure when I was a youngster, so I don't have anything to compare it to, but I do remember this style bow, or crossbow rather, so I don't know if they reused it, or maybe I got that part. I don't know. This thing is kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. It's almost like a shield, but it's not. And the figure all in all is pretty sweet. I do hope they make the blue one like this guy here. But if not, I'm still going to be pleased with this one. And the way that the cape is attached, it looks nice and secure. So if you were going to have kids play with this, I wouldn't be too worried about it. My main concern was pulling it out of the package. There was a pinch point here that I was afraid we were going to jack up the sides of the cape. And I want it to be super sweet looking for a long time. He's cool. I have not been disappointed with the third or fourth wave so far. This is the first of the fourth wave, but the first and second wave had some loose hinges and whatnot. It appears that they corrected that, unless these are being manufactured at a different plant or something. But if that's the case, keep making them with this guy, because that's cool. Well, there we go. Not much else to go over. Hopefully you can find them. Target's got them now, or has them in and out of stock, at least at stores. I've never ever been able to find anything. Well, no, I take that back. I did order a Panther from Target online, but that was it. Then they got He-Man and Skeletor, but who the hell wants to order those online when you can find 50 of them at the store? Maybe you do. I don't. Well, I know Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store will have these guys on pre-order as well. They'll probably be shipping soon, to be my speculation, but I have no idea for sure, so don't quote me. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to throw me a comment down below, and I'll comment back at you. We can keep going back and forth if you want. We will. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, till next time, take it easy.